Hello, everyone. I am Toastmaster Harish, Sergeant at Arms. For today, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Welcome to this amazing combination of meeting today. We are covering our Toastmasters meeting with Toastmasters for professional and Blue Quest Toastmasters called Quest for Professionalism. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And let's start with a big round of applause. You are now inside the code of conduct, and please be advised this meeting is being recorded and that it may not be possible to pause the recording. Please be advised that any behavior that disturbs the flow of the meeting will result in removal from the meeting room without any warning. Please ensure that your noise-making devices are either switched off or on silent mode. Please speak responsibly on religion, sex, and politics in your speeches. As far as possible, please keep your videos on and audios off. Role players, please rename yourself as a role player, your club, your name and your club name. And we encourage you to use Zoom emoticons generously to encourage role players. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages to everyone while the speaker is talking. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. And I'm very glad to introduce DTM Raghunatha, presiding officer for today, who's a nomadic Toastmaster in pursuit of excellence. And also we have a second presiding officer who is the distinguished Toastmaster Shaurendra from Blue Quest Toastmaster. And the stage is yours. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Harish. About thousands of years ago, there was a boy. In India, we have a Gurukul system of education where the student was sent to the Guru and the student used to live there. This boy was sent there, he was in the Gurukul system. And guess what? He was not able to learn anything, grow anything. He was so dissatisfied at a point what he thought that he will commit suicide because all the teacher, all those who were teaching there thought that he was useless. And he went to a well nearby his Gurukul and he saw people were drawing water from the well. So he waited there so that the vicinity is clear and he can jump in the well and commit suicide. While he was waiting there, sitting on the rock there, he noticed the pulley of the well was made out of rock and the rope was made of the coconut peel. And then he noticed that there were marks made on the rock pulley. It just struck to his mind that when the rope can make marks on the stone, why can't I make a difference? He went back to his Gurukul and he said his Guru, it doesn't matter whether I have to recite what you're telling me 100 times, 1,000 times, or 1 lakh times. I will just do it. Whether it requires for me to recite what you're telling me a million times. And he started practicing, he started learning things. And within just few months, he became one of the best students in that kingdom. All your learning, all your life is your self journey. In Toastmasters, it is a self-paced journey. And I request you not to compare yourself with anybody. It is your journey to become a better professional, to implement learnings in Toastmasters in your professional and personal journey. And that's what Toastmaster Professional stands for. Today, I'm happy to announce this meeting in order where we have a joint meeting with Blue Quest Toastmasters. The theme is Quest for Professionalism. And that's what we stand for and we live for. With that note, let me invite the presiding officer for Blue Quest Toastmasters, DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster, Saurendra Bhome. Welcome, sir. Welcome to the meeting.
Thank you so much. And a very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever we are across the world. What a lovely story our friend has just been able to give. And that is actually, in very few words, what Toastmasters is all about. For some of you who are not aware of Blue Quest, let me just tell you that Blue Quest was started or chartered way back on 9th December 2009. And I am luckily one of those charter members who still have been a part of this club. This club has always strived for excellence. And this can be proven by the fact that we have had one district director, one PQD, two district administrative manager, two district finance managers, 7 division directors. We have, I think, 23 area directors, and I don't know how many other people have been able to serve the community of Toastmasters over the years. I must always tell you that when we started off, we were a corporate club. However, come the COVID season, and those years were difficult, but we went through our meetings. And today, I'm happy to tell you that we are a community club with membership from all across the world, maybe starting from Australia, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, the US, Europe, India, of course. And this is what I think truly Toastmasters is all about. To me, Toastmasters is my energy, and that runs in my lifeline because it has changed my entire life. I truly believe it. And I think today is another one of those days of learning for me when I will be hearing some super people from across the world who are part of our meeting today. And I thank professionals for having joined us for this joint meeting. Thank you very much. And over to you. Now, do I give it to the TMOD of the day? Yes, the TMOD of the day, Madam Toastmaster Mandeep Kaur, who we all call as Maddie. Over to you, Maddie.
Thank you, Sharendra. Once again, hello and welcome everyone to this very special joint meeting between Blue Quest and Toastmasters for Professional. Today, we are here in the quest for professionalism. And this quest is something special because we all are going to take part in this. Let me start with one question, and you guys have to give me an answer within one word. What, according to you, is something that makes you a real professional? Please raise your hands. You have to give an answer in one word only. Okay, I can see Toastmaster Mary raising her hand. Please go ahead. I'm taking notes. Integrity, okay, respect, okay, appearance, nice. Lydia want to say something? Lydia, go ahead.
Reliability.
Reliability, very nice. Experience. Someone write beauty. Okay, is it what make us professional, Johnny? We are very excited to hear about that. How it's going to contribute in our professionalism. Anyone else? Credible. You are incredible, Khushbu. Anything else, guys?
Toastmaster of the day, time is running out.
Yeah, I know. No worries.
Please continue the meeting. If not, we may have to mute.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, the professionalism is always what? To start on time, to finish on time, and do what you have to do, right? So having said that, let me introduce the meeting structure in very short. In every Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 segments: the prepared speeches, the table topics, and lastly, the very important and crucial segment, the evaluation segment. Today, the evaluation segment is going to be headed by the one and only, our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Abhijit, who has been in Toastmaster for 4 years, and he cherished only 2 things in Toastmasters: the mentorship and the feedback by members. Let me invite him on the stage, and may I request him to introduce what he has for us, and I request him to introduce his tag team also. Over to you, Abhijit. I request someone to spotlight Abhijit, Mr. Tickmaster. And sir, you are on mute.
Mandeep, as per the agenda, you will be introducing the role pledge. Can you go ahead and do that?
Okay then, as I have introduced our general evaluator having one tag team, one topic evaluator. Tag team have 3 role players: timer, grammarian, and lastly the accounter. The timer for today is Toastmaster Mary. May I request her to explain her role shortly?
We are on a quest for professionalism, and punctuality is a pillar of professional success. As such, to keep it short, I would be putting the timing in the chat box. Please proceed, Toastmaster of the day.
Now, may I request the accounter of today to explain the role?
Okay, I'm the accountant today. My job is to listen to your few words, and I will report later at the end of this meeting. Okay.
Thank you, Madam Evaluator. Now, may I request our grammarian to introduce her role and also to provide us with the word of the day.
As a grammarian, I will be keeping note of good and bad usage of the grammar all through the meeting across all the sections. And also as the grammarian, I will keep a note of the word of the day, the count for the word of the day. The word of the day is competence. Since we are on a quest for professionalism, the word of the day is competence, meaning the ability to do something successfully or efficiently. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. May I request you to put the word of the day into the chat box? Okay, so dear professionals, now it's time to begin with our meeting. I think it's the right time. Today we have something very special for you, except our speeches, our table topics, and our evaluation segment. We are having a very special person, distinguished Toastmaster Joni, who is a Udly ambassador. She have been promoting this tool in many Toastmasters club because she wants to improve us on our Toastmasters journey. According to Joni, this is something that can add in our speeches. This is a tool that can be helpful in our Toastmasters journey, and it would be our pleasure today to listening to her. May I have Miss Toastmaster Joni on the virtual stage?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Over to you, ma'am.
How competent are you when it comes to speech? How competent are you when it comes to words? That's a question that we all have to answer. I've heard the word professional stated quite a few times since I've been at the meeting, and I'm here to explain how Udly can assist you in becoming more professional. Now, using artificial intelligence to enhance your Toastmasters experience, why with a club that promotes public speaking partner with an organization that does artificial intelligence? It seems like a very odd question or request, but if you give me the time, I will amaze and astound you with how there actually are significant benefits using artificial intelligence, specifically Udly, to assist you in your speaking journey. Let me ask, by a show of hands, I'm very interactive when I speak. By a show of hands, how many of us are a protege or are a mentor? I'm seeing a few hands. Beautiful. Which means that either we have said or heard, go home and practice it in the mirror. Personally, for me, I like the fact that Udly has created the smart mirror. You get to watch the recording of your speech, get AI generated analytics and judgment-free feedback. Let me start by explaining. I speak really fast. This is actually not my normal speaking tone. I'm going to demonstrate what I sound like when I get excited. When I get excited and I start talking about something, I can hit up to 200 words per minute. I zoom off, especially when I'm really into it. I'm loving the concept and I'm gonna interrupt you because, hey, this is so wonderful. Yeah, for real. Me too. I did that. I can't believe that you did that. Really? We said that. Not to mention that I'm from the island of Jamaica, where English is not actually our first language. Technically, it says that English is our first language. But to be honest, if you're walking down the road on a daily basis, walk on, you're good? We're there, I understand, is actually what you hear over, good afternoon, how are you doing today? Nice to meet you. It shows that language universally varies. And as such, practice makes process. Now, I don't believe in perfection because even the distinguished Toastmasters, when you are getting your evaluation, it says you may need to work on or challenge yourself to. But the more we practice is the more we move from really, really, really excited and being all agitated and talking really, really fast to being able to speak at a pace where we can communicate with persons from all walks of life, even with English as a second language, so that they can actually understand what you have to say. Now, I'm going to step away from professionalism a minute and be a bit real. If you were standing in front of your mirror and your mirror looked at you and said, at minute 2:48, you started speaking really fast, I would suggest rephrasing minute 3 in your presentation. Wow, you've had a lot of arms and earths today. Personally, if that happened to me, I would think it's time for me to ensure that I get on some medication because I need an institution, or I would know that I really need to get rid of that mirror. Fortunately, Udly has produced something that actually does just that for you. And it gives you numbers, a quantifiable amount that you can track your progress. Think about it. If somebody who speaks at 210 words per minute is speaking to somebody who speaks at 80 words per minute, they will always be speaking fast and slow. And your progress from 200 to 80 might not meet somewhere in the middle very quickly. But with analytics, it gives you the chance to actually gain metrics. I used to speak at this pace, I've gotten faster. I used to speak at this pace, I've gotten slower. Now, my next question is, who here loves table topics? My favorite part of the agenda. Ah, I see your hand, Catherine. Anybody else? We love table topics, right? Impromptu speaking, Doreen, I see you as well. I also noticed there are a lot of hands not raised. And I know why. We don't know if our fear is because we're standing in front of people. They can hear us. And if we make a mistake, they're going to hear our mistake. Or if it's a case of ums and ers that naturally occur, our brain just takes a while to process, even though in table topics, there really is no such thing as a wrong answer. Anything goes. Well, with Udly, you get the chance to practice to make process in the comfort of your own home. Now, will the Udly experience ever replace the Toastmasters experience? Never. Why? Connection and speech is fundamentally human. It's how we connect. I want to know that when I speak, that I'm connecting with Mo. Mo is understanding what I'm saying. And Toastmasters gives us the feedback from a human perspective. But sometimes when we're insecure, the last thing we want is someone pointing out a flaw or a fault, especially in front of everybody else. So I know most of us take the time to take a role to make sure that we don't get called on. Well, in Udly, you can practice to make process and get comfortable. So that at Toastmasters, you can work on, hear what I say, and we're going to make my mistake. And that's how we partner with public speaking to make sure that we make you a better, more professional speaker. Our founder, Ralph Smedley, said, we learn best in moments of enjoyment. Now, it takes 40 tries to do something on a normal basis. Can anybody guess how quickly you can learn when you're having fun? Anybody? Can you guess? It takes 40 normally. When you're having fun, how quickly you think you get it done? I'll tell you, only 9. That much quicker. On Udly, we have various games that allow you the opportunity to, which is table topics on steroids, because not only do you have the topic, but you get different words thrown in that you have to think about it and add, or Metaphor Mania, which allows you to think outside the box. I mean, after all, what does floss and a violin have in common? I say it's because it's playing with strings, but what you have to say might be different. The beauty of the Udly experience is that it benefits the user with speech analytics, a transcript of your speech, timestamp feedback, filler word hedging that shows where you're lacking confidence. Now let's just take a quick look at the Udly site. You have the homepage. You also have the library where you can record and track your progress, meaning you can record from your first speech in a path to your last speech in a path to see your growth, your own accountability partner. That's not just your VPE, but that you can go back and review and track your own progress as well as collaborate with others by sharing what's morning to one person is sleeping to another. They get to do it on their time and interact with just the click of a button. You also get the game section, as I explained. You can join online meetings, case in point. You want to join this meeting, you can bring the bot along and it will offer feedback for everyone who spoke during the course of the meeting. Udly overall will help you be more professional in how you speak. It will give you the analytics that you need. And remember, if you think about the fact that PHONE is phone, sometimes if we're text-based and we learn it in a book, the way we say it might not be how it's pronounced. And if you keep missing it on the analytic, you get the chance to check back. Or for those who learned speech like me, who would think that the word phone was spelled PHONE? I do have an in-depth training that I went into how to use the platform that I will be sharing. And since I know we are sticklers for time and we're keeping it professional, I now return control of the virtual space to our Toastmaster of the day.
Let's have a huge round of applause for our keynote speaker. Thank you, Johnny. It was a delightful experience hearing you today. Now, without any further delay, let's get to the first segment of our meeting. That is the prepared speech segment. So before I call on the first speaker on the stage, I would request our evaluator one to come up on the stage and read out her speech objectives. May I invite the recently division evaluation champion, a very good friend of most of us, like Lydia Norman. Over to you, Lydia.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I have the pleasure of evaluating Toastmaster Kushbo, who will be completing the second speech of the Innovative Planning Level 4. The speech title is Project Renew, and I look forward to hearing the competent speech. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Lydia. May I request to spotlight speaker number one? Kushbu, you are visible. Let's have a quick audio check.
What a competent meeting I'm attending today.
So, Kushbu, are you ready?
Yes.
Kushbu Chokhani. Project Renu. Kushbu Chokhani. Kushbu Chokhani, Project Renu.
Rahul, Priya, Surekha, I'm extremely sorry to all three of you. I won't be able to come to Udaipur for the execution of the second phase of the project. My father-in-law is extremely unwell and I need to be here in my city to support him. He will be undergoing a surgery soon. I'm helpless. Has it ever happened with you that you have successfully completed the first half of the project and you patted your back for gaining that excellent competence for micromanaging every aspect of the project from the ground level to the top level as the leader, as the project leader. And then suddenly a bunch of hurdles has popped up on your way for which you're not prepared. Well, it happened with me that after completing the first 20 hours of training in the rural village of Udaipur of Rajasthan, the state of India, for where we completed training the government school teachers in the art and craft of storytelling, theater, speech and drama to create more experiential, fun and meaningful lesson plans for classroom. And we felt that we have gained competence, especially I. There was a hurdle by which I couldn't go to the city again. This was my first key learning, that while designing a project, you should always have a backup plan for emergencies like this, which I didn't have. Now, what to do at this juncture when I can't be on the ground? I'm a project manager and I have a team member of 3 people. At this juncture, I don't know what happened to me, but someone within me told me that you need to activate the motivated leader in you. And you need to motivate the team members to execute the project on time for you at the ground level. I quickly arranged an online Zoom meeting with the 3 team members. I conveyed them my challenges. At first, they were reluctant to execute the project on the ground without me. But I motivated them. I told them that you guys can do a brilliant job even without me. You guys have already achieved an exemplary and commendable job in the first phase of the training. And the second phase of the training, I'm sure you're going to supersede my expectations and even your expectations as a competent, effective, successful trader for these government school teachers. The logistics are already taken care of. They took up the challenge. I was talking to them every day on Zoom, before and after the training. And guess what? The teachers not only learned the art of storytelling and processed drama in classroom, they even went to the extent of creating a full show with those little children. The teachers were happy. They were sending us testimonials. They were calling us up. They were asking us to conduct the second training again soon and take them to the next level. We were overwhelmed. And more than anyone, I was overwhelmed. My father always told me that whatever happens, happens for good. This whole emergency where I wasn't there at the ground level to execute the training turned out to be good and made me a better leader, a better project leader instead of a project manager. Earlier, I was micromanaging everything. I was ensuring that all the three other trainers are accomplishing their job. But is that a good project leader? A project leader is not only responsible for completing the project on time, along with the relevant resources available, a project leader is also responsible to ensure that the team members excel in their competence. They are inspired to work with you again. They're inspired to love their work. They're inspired to achieve more, and they're inspired to give their 110% in everything that they do. I was literally poking everywhere earlier. And this time, when God put me in front of the screen, I actually gave the power to the team members. They executed and they completed the work within the available resources, within the stipulated time, but also came out with flying colors. They empowered every teacher to create their lesson plan independently without any dependency. I learned people don't want to be managed. They want to be led. The best leader is someone who doesn't manage. The carrot always wins over the stick. Take the horse, for example. We can lead the horse to drink the water, but we cannot manage to make him drink. Had these team members wouldn't have been motivated, wouldn't have been inspired to do their work on their own, what would I have done? Nothing. I was initially managing them. In the second half, I was managing myself and leading them. I realized that it's important to manage yourself as a project leader and inspire your team members to give their 110%. And the result was, Khushbu, we did a great job. We were so excited after the feedback, after the work that the teachers were doing, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. We feel more powerful now. Let's do the second training again soon. Khushbu, I need to tell you that this teacher from this Udaipur district is actually creating stories on how to teach algebra. And Khushbu, do you know that this another teacher is actually coming up with new games on how to teach geometry? We thoroughly enjoyed this phase. Brilliant, guys. I knew you guys would outshine your previous self. These were my words to them. Whatever happens, happens for good. And Khushbu learned to lead and not micromanage. She eventually became a competent project leader. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Let's have a thunderous round of applause for our speaker. Few of those people who never need introduction. We all can see that she is a drama facilitator, and we all felt that. Now it's a time to move on to the another speaker. May I request the tech master to spotlight our speaker 2 on the stage. Our speaker 2, Raghu, the president of Toastmasters for Professional. He is a true professional. Raghu, you are audible. Let's have a quick, you are visible. Let's have a quick audio check.
Check audio, check video.
Yeah, you are audible and visible and good to go. Raghu, what's your name?
No, you need to introduce with the throw evaluator. Can you invite him?
Oh yeah, I'm really sorry for that. May I request the evaluator to read out the objectives of Raghu's speech. And his evaluator is very dynamic Toastmaster Shorendra Bhumi. So you are on mute.
Yes, the mute button has now been switched on, and now I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Distinguished Toastmaster today is giving his speech from the path Innovative Planning. His project is for level 1, which is evaluation and feedback. This is his first speech, and the speech title is What is in a Name? The objective of his project is to practice applying feedback and serve as a speech evaluator during a club meeting, and also for him to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. Madam Timer, the speech will be for 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Madam TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Evaluator. I think now we are good to go. Raghu, what's in a name? Raghu, what's in a name? Over to you.
William Shakespeare said, that which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. But I have a question. If William Shakespeare was alive, my question would have been, Mr. Shakespeare, would you like me to address a jumping spear? Toastmaster and my dear friends in the row, raise your hand if your name has been mispronounced at least once in your life. Raise your hand if you made fun of your difficult name at least once in your school, college, or workplace. That's exactly my problem. I've been suffering all my life. I've been born in the year and just 1 week before my birth, my grandfather visited the temple, Raghunath temple in Jammu, the northernmost part of India. And he decided to name me Raghunath, Raghunadh. Adding my surname, Sarikonda, and adding my last name, Raju, Sarikonda, Raghunath, Raju. I know it's just like as James Bond pronounces his name, James Bond. Well, things went on, and then I love to introduce myself to keep it short, just in the terms of Mary, kiss, and then saying Raghu is mine. I don't know what came of my father. Just before my high school, he decided to change my name, Raghunatha, replacing T by D and adding an A in the end. Now adding my surname and adding my last name, Sarikonda Raghunatha Raju. Well, I love to introduce myself as Raghu. My grandfather and my mother lectured me entire summer to introduce with the full name at my every place where I went to. First day at the high school, a beautiful girl came. What's your name? Sarikonda Raghunatha Raju. From all that name, the only part she got was Konda, which she changed to Kunda, which actually in Hindi means the top tower bolt of the door. To add to the frustration, my mother was a big follower of our previous finance minister, Manmohan Singh, and planned everything for 5 years, including my school uniform. In fact, my school uniform short used to more look like a half miniskirt. Now I was known by two hashtags, hash Kunda, hash the boy with the half miniskirt. The frustration continued, but then my father got transferred to southern part of India, Hyderabad, and I thought it was the end of my trauma because I was with my tribe until I got my postgraduate certificate in my hand. Raghunanda Raju, oh God, what is just me? I had to go to university twice to get my name changed on the certificate. The trauma continues. The certificate that I cannot show because of the name. A check that I cannot encash because of the name. I joined Bank of America and eventually joined Toastmaster Club in our office. And I thought Toastmaster knew how to talk. They would have made me better. I was giving my L1P2 speech exactly the same like today, first speech. And our president, Toastmaster Nandini, was the Toastmaster of the day. She invited me. Let's call the next speaker. Raghunandan Raju? What is that? And I was so frustrated. I used all the vocal variety. And guess what? I was the best speaker for the day. They say every problem is a boon in disguise. I was given different names in different clubs. Somebody said Raghunanada Raju, Raghunandana Rajan, Raghu Rajan. It continued. And I said, forget it. My name is just Raghu. Somebody said Raghu. Somebody even said Rahu, the demon in Indian mythology. Oh my God. I said, leave it. What's in a name? But my dear friends, name is the first identity of a person that he or she associates themselves with. I liked it when one Toastmaster, who was my evaluator in a club in East Africa, took my name, calling me and ensuring that he pronounces my name properly. And that made me feel better. Can't we take that extra time required to pronounce somebody's name properly just to make them feel better? Certainly, a rose with any name would smell as sweet. But let us see that out of so many blooming flowers, so many beautiful flowers, rose had its own fragrance, its own color. Can't we respect its uniqueness by just calling it a rose? For all those people who are guilty of mispronouncing somebody's name, take that extra time. And all those people who have suffered just like me, join Toastmasters and give a speech. What's in a name, Toastmaster?
Can we have a thunderous round of applause for our speaker, Raghu? I don't want to mispronounce her name, Raghu. That's why I just said Raghu. And even it was so relatable. People call me Mandeep. It's Mandeep. Now it's the time to move towards the very special and the fun segment of every Toastmasters meeting. It is the table topic segment. May I request our topic master to take over this virtual stage and let us know what is on the table for us. Over to you, Madam Topic Master. Do we have Manning Topic Master with us? I request the Tech Master to spotlight her.
I'm Table Topic Master Evaluator.
Okay. Oh, we
But
have Catherine with us, Table Topic Master. Okay. Can maybe the host can bring her on the stage? Okay, she's on the stage. Catherine, the stage is all yours. Let us know what's on the table for us. Catherine, you are not audible to me. Guys, if she is audible to all of you, some problem. No.
it shows she's muted.
Maybe you can remove the earphones. Yeah. You're not audible.
Disconnect your audio and reconnect.
Okay, I think Catherine needs some time to be audible. So what we can do is,
No problem. While
take-
Catherine joins, is it okay if I take two topics?
Okay, Raghu, we can do something fun. Let's start with Raghu giving topic to someone, and then that person can give topic to the another person. We have time for the 5 table topic. Let's go, Raghu. You can start.
Wonderful. Thank you, Toastmaster. My question now is for Milind. Milind, let's make it fun. Okay. The question for you is, why did chicken cross the road? Why did chicken cross the road? DTM Milind.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raghu. Why did the chicken cross the road? My question is, why not? What business do you have to question the chicken and tell her what she should be doing and what she should not be doing? You live in the largest democracy of the world, and I'm presently sitting in the oldest democracy of the world. And each one of us has our own prerogatives, whether I cross the road, whether I jump on the road, whether I climb on a tree, whether I jump into the well. No business of yours. So the chicken crossed the road because the chicken felt like crossing the road. Like who you were talking about in your school days, and you did so many naughty things in the school. So same thing the chicken also did, right? So don't question why did the chicken cross the road. You have got no business to question the chicken. Okay, so chicken out. And I am now handing over the stage to Kamesh.
Your question would be?
Oh, so I have to give him a question, is it?
I request everyone to raise your hand if you want to attend one. So I think Los.
Okay. So Kamesh. So am I supposed to give some topic to Kamesh, Raghu? Is that how it goes?
Yes. If you're not able to, I can give the topic.
Yeah, I think you take the honors of giving him a topic.
No problem. Thank you. Kamesh, the question for you is, why is it grass greener on the other side? Why is the grass greener on the other side? Kamesh.
Okay. Thank you, Raghu. The grass can be can hold a lot of colors based on the weather, based on the location on the earth. It may be green on the other side, while I think I need some more.
No problem. Just try for something.
Okay, yeah. I love gardening, and I started gardening these days where I started growing some grass around my house where I live currently, and even I started recently. I mean, maintaining the grass where I was not having any of that experience in the past. Slowly, I'm kind of becoming an expert in managing the grass, and I'm examining that, and I'm trying to learn something about the grass. And my kids love playing in the grass, and it helps them not to get injured when they play. I think, yeah, with this, I'm done. Over to you.
Thank you, Kamesh. Two raised hands, and then one is our beloved ET from Indonesia, and then Rajat Gupta joining from India. The topic for you, ET. If necessity is the mother of invention, who is the father? If necessity is the mother of invention, who is the father? Not necessarily ET, but somebody else.
Okay. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Raghu. If necessity is the mother, then I don't know who is the father, but something definitely must combine with necessity to generate actually the invention. So I must say the father may change depend upon the situation. Sometimes it is necessity with our desire can lead to invention. Suppose there is a necessity to, the earlier we were talking about grass, and we have to cut the grass in our garden, then there is a necessity, and our desire to get our garden done in a particular way, then necessity plus desire can act as a father, and our garden can be not only cut but cut in a beautiful way, and then we can invent a particular, an invention of a particular tool can come into picture where our gardening will be done in a particular way. So your desire can act as a father. Sometimes our necessity with a passion can with a passion something can be invented, and in such cases passion can be a father of invention. What happens if we want to, if there is a necessity to attend a meeting from away from your hometown, and you want to enjoy also, in that case you can redecorate, remodel your old car into something where you can go enjoy your road trip while attending your meeting away from your hometown. In such case, your passion for traveling and your necessity to attend a meeting away from your home can be an invention for a wonderful road trip. So I think a father can change. Definitely, necessity must be there, but instead of sticking to one father, I would say that father can change and invention can occur. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wonderful. Just for 2 minutes, you have best utilize that time. Now I invite our friend Toastmaster Elios. Elios, the question for you is beach, hill station, or a world-class city? What type of person are you? Beach, hill station, or a world-class city? What type of person are you? I request the host not to spotlight anybody during this Toastmasters table talk session. Sorry. Elios?
Yes, I cannot really listen to your question. Can you help me to type?
I'll put here, I'll put
Yes,
in the
please.
chat.
Yes, please.
Okay, here
I
goes.
cannot really catch your question.
Beach,
Oh, okay.
hill station, or a world-class city? What type of person are you?
Okay. Interesting question. Let's start. Hello, everybody. Let me introduce myself. I am the beach guy, and I really love to have all of you to enjoy the wind shaking your body, the cool that enters to your body, and the scenery of the sea. And even if you think that I have done enough to entertain you here? No. There is a lot of things that we can do with the bees. And it is right here. I want to tell you. But do you want to know about it? Well, let's do it. Well, if you go to the beach, you will see so many people. They are queuing and they are looking for a place that they want to stay, a place they want to enjoy themselves sunbathing. Well, that's the type of person of me. I need the universe to recharge me because sometimes I feel down, sometimes I feel not high because I don't take any medicine here. Sometimes I feel I'm energized because I am blended with the nature itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, if you ever feel down, take a deep breath. Count 3, 2, 1, or maybe you want to take more, 10 until 1. You will become calmer, like you are in the beach. And once you understand this concept, you can get the same mode when you have the balance of your life in all of your wheel of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster, I'm signing off. Let's go to the beach. Go, go, go. Back to you.
Oh, wonderful. I'm already in the beach, imagining when I heard you. Next topic is for D. Mary Shaiking. D. Mary, topic here in the chat. Gratitude is the wine for soul. Go on, get drunk. Gratitude is the wine for the soul. Go on, get drunk. D. Mary Shaiking.
Well, when you are talking about someone going on and getting drunk, you are not speaking to me. I am a lady. I would never get drunk. However, I am so full of gratitude that I have an attitude, and the attitude that I have will make you drunk. However, drinking and showing gratitude can have its place because we know that water is good for the soul. We know that water, and you have a speech that tells us all the benefits of water. So rather than wine, I would prefer to drink water and express my gratitude, because getting drunk, I have heard things that people who are drunk speak a sober mind and all those cliches that go along with that. I'm just a firm believer that as a lady, getting drunk is not something that I would allow myself to do. I like to be in control at all times, and I like to express gratitude because I am grateful for all the things that God has allowed me to do. I have this sound that I hear in my ear at times. At once it told me to put up or shut up, so that was not so pleasant. However, I know that he's watching me. And I think that if I were to go out and get drunk, he would not understand that at all. And I would be out of character. And I don't like being out of character. So no, wine may be good for the soul, but I will not be going out and getting drunk. I'll drink water. Back to you, Madam Timer.
Thank you very much, D. Mary. Now, the last but not least, the topic is for our dear grammarian, the English teacher of the day, Toastmaster Ria. I'm going to put a twist in your topic. Is that when I say switch, you need to switch your side when I give a topic. Okay? Well, let us say I say that I love cakes, then you should talk on that and then switch. You should keep changing your sides. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to make it simple. The topic will be simple, but the switch is something that you have to work. The timing is still 1 to 2. Dr. Mary, please note that. I love Toastmaster Ria. I love Toastmaster meetings, Toastmaster.
Toastmaster meetings are so much fun. You get to learn so much. You wake up, you go to a meeting. Oh my God, this is the word of the day. You get to learn. You learn from the prepared speeches. You have so many distinguished people all around. Oh my God, we have a meeting at 7 a.m. Is that a time to get up and attend a meeting? That's so not possible for me. How will I even get up at that time? I think 7:45 was a better time. At least I could have got up, had a cup of tea. But 7 a.m.?
Which
Oh my God. Okay, so we have a joint meeting. It's okay if it's at 7. I'm an early riser anyway. But I will get to learn so much. There are so many different types of people coming in. We'll be able to experience what the other Toastmaster club have in their own meetings.
which
Is it something different? It's going to be a new environment this time. We won't have the people we usually have to meeting with. Will I be comfortable with them? Will I be able to do justice to my role in front of so many new people? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm a little underconfident.
which
Toastmasters is the place to learn. So what? Even if I make mistakes, I'm here to learn. But what if I am unable? What if I don't do it 100%? Maybe I'll learn this time if I reach 80% and maybe do 120% the next time. That is the place Toastmaster is the place to be.
which
Now it's getting difficult. I think I'll wrap up here.
Wonderful. Thank you for all attempting the topics today. I hope you have something to take away. Remember one thing, even if you don't understand anything, as it's a learning platform, speak something for at least 1 minute and leave the platform. Because it's all about learning and growing and becoming a better version of yourself. Remember, it's a self-paced program, no competition here. Toastmaster of it.
Thank you everyone for making it fun for all of us. Thank you Raghu for taking up the stage on the last minute. Let's have a huge round of applause for all of us for the participation and for the wisdom we have shared today. Now it's the time to move towards the last segment of our Toastmasters meeting. Before that, you can see the polls on your screen. Kindly respond to it. It is for the best table topic speaker. I request the tech master to close the polls in 30 seconds. Until the time, I request our general evaluator to take on the stage and let us know what's there for us. What do you, Mr. General Evaluator?
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. As a GE, I'm going to evaluate the meeting as well as the evaluators and the role players and share my report at the end. Let me call upon our first evaluator for table topics. Doreen, it's all you.
Thank you. So for today's table topics, I was evaluating and listening in the background. We had some technical difficulties, but we picked up and we went with it. So that was very well. For Milland, why the chicken crossed the road, I thought you were very comfortable and you quickly handled a very silly question. So that was fantastic. One possibility is maybe think of more reasons, or you could have shared more reasons as to what might have attracted them to them. Kamish had the grass is greener question. And I liked how you immediately challenged the premise of the question. Well, I don't know if it's greener. There's actually a lot of shades on the other colors on the other side. So that was really a great way to attack the question. I thought there was an opportunity to expand to see why you saw so many colors, or maybe you had sunglasses on and changed the shades, or maybe the sun was shining on one side versus the other side. But great job on handling, once again, a silly question. Rajat, mother of necessity, who is the father, and I think the answer came back to be the passion. You did a great way to pivot in the beginning on the question to figure out what you wanted to say with it and buy some time, and you did come up with an answer, so that was a great job. One possibility is comprehension might be improved a little bit if you slowed down and just relaxed when you went to speak. No one's going to take the floor from you, so relax and go slowly through your thought. The next one was Ilios, and I love the way you took the introduction. You had great body language and communicate why you are a C person. And you also had a great way to bring everything back together at the end. I didn't actually have any significant instructions or suggestions, except one of the suggestions or recommendations I see frequently in the voice when people have beautiful, powerful voices is to remember to use the whole variation, that you don't always want to be full on for the energy. Dee Marie, you had a great way of turning the topic upside down that didn't relate to you. And one possible improvement is to expand more on the abundance of gratitude and ignore the part that didn't relate to as much. And then finally, Ria, for making time for Toastmasters, really great job at the question with passion. And just take a breath and think of more examples to address it next time, to take up the time. Or think of anything you can say different than what you said that's related to the question, but really great job. It's difficult. Back to you, evaluator.
Thank you so much, Doreen. Doreen, I really admire your active listening, making sure you listen to each one of them and you had feedback for each one of them. Kudos to you. Let me call upon our first evaluator for Khushbu. Lydia, it's all you.
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Those of us who have managed a project know how those words are true. I really appreciated Toastmaster Khushbu sharing with us what she learned from managing a project. She learned the difference between being a leader and a manager, a micromanager at that. I appreciated how she shared her thoughts as she went through the challenge of being away from her team when she had an important project to fulfill, and how she was able to motivate her team so that they competently completed the project. The three things that I really enjoyed about your speech are the storytelling. You had me drawn in from the beginning. Your facial expressions kept me enraptured and kept me wanting to know what was going to happen next. And I also enjoyed the inspiration of your story, of how proud you were of your team, and also of how you grew as a leader. A couple of things that I noticed is that while I enjoyed the storytelling and I was completely enraptured, the beginning of your speech had me just a little bit confused, because I found myself focused on trying to figure out who was actually speaking rather than who was, or rather than what you were actually saying. Maybe from the beginning, you could clarify who was actually speaking, so that way my focus was more on what you were saying rather than trying to figure out who was saying it. The other thing that I noticed was maybe having your camera back a little bit. While we had a great view of your facial expressions, it would have been nice to see your gestures and your body language that could add a little more flavor to your speech. To challenge yourself, I think you could actually add a little bit more vocal variety. I love when you turned to the side as you were talking about the different compliments that you were getting, but maybe you could add a little vocal variety and change the vocal tones so that we could hear the difference in the way that people were speaking. So I really enjoyed, again, your storytelling, your facial expressions, and the motivations. And just work on a little bit of clarifying who was speaking and your gestures, having the camera back a little bit, and just to really just add some vocal variety to add a little color and flavor to your speech. And I know that just like your father said, that everything that happens for a reason. And I really appreciate your speech, and I look forward to hearing your competence in the future. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for that evaluation. Lydia, I really enjoyed how you explained to Khushbu the things she could do to make her speech more effective. You added the reason why to it. There are a few things you could do to make your evaluation very effective. The first thing I would encourage is to use the language of I saw, I felt, I heard, because that makes it easy for the speaker to take in. You started your evaluation by quoting different lines of the speaker, but I felt that it took a lot of time, like around 40-50 seconds. And what I encourage evaluators is take that 20 seconds to connect with the speaker. What did it remind you of, or what did you feel? Because that makes an instant connection with the speakers. Another thing I always recommend to the evaluators to end on a positive note. So instead of having a challenge, talk about the best thing about the speech. It really takes the morale up when you're giving that evaluation. Another thing is when you're talking about the things the speaker did effectively, give it some more time. Give me the reason why and what specific example. So if you can do that, that will take your evaluation to the next level. Overall, I really enjoyed the things you said, how to do that speech effectively. So thank you so much, Lydia. Let me call upon evaluator for Raghu. Surendra, it's all you, sir.
BPM Surendra.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, thank you. Distinguished Toastmasters, Raghu. Wow. Didn't that ring a bell in a lot of our minds? I, for one, was actually thinking about what it had for me. And for me, I have also gone through a similar situation because my parents gave me a very bombastic first name, which was Shaurendra. And a lot of people across the country and abroad find it very difficult to pronounce it. So I've had various differences, but that's a different story and maybe for some other day. Coming back to your speech, Raghu, I just loved the way you used the prop of a rose and questioned the bird for what he had written about what is there in the name after all. It really caught the attention of not only myself, but everyone in the audience. There was a lot of satisfaction which you came up with when you started explaining to people that maybe whatever they say, but after all, it's me that they are addressing. And that's where I think the amount of settlement in your own mind was very strong. While you came up with a lot of anecdotes and snippets of your own life and how your name was mispronounced by various people, what really held my attention was the humor that you attached to each one of them. And that I felt was a very strong point in your speech. I felt you used your voice to the maximum advantage and therefore emoted the various emotions so very well. Your competence is very well seen in this particular speech. And if you have done so well and you've thought through each one of these things that you presented, I have a couple of suggestions just to make or enhance your speech further. I would have requested you to use the side profile on your sides to move yourself slightly on the left and right, because I felt you were static at one place with very limited movement at that point. The other area which I would like you to look at is slightly bring up your camera by a couple of inches or so that your face becomes the major point to focus and your feelings can come through better. Overall, amazing speech. I think if you can make these small changes in the camera and your sight movements, you will be absolutely cracking it. Great speech. And thank you very much for reminding me of my own name. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sharendra. Thank you for helping me understand how to pronounce your name effectively. I enjoyed how you made the connection with the speaker. So thank you for doing that. But one thing I always caution the evaluators, only speak for yourself. Don't speak for others. Because when you are judging an evaluation, the first thing, if they speak for others, people discount that. So just speak for yourself. I enjoyed how you explained the points you made, the things the speaker did effectively. You explained it very well. One suggestion is your explanation sometimes gets so wordy that it loses the focus. So make it succinct, brief, to the point. When you're talking about using the stage, my mentor really will kill me if I use that point, but always, if you use something like that, always attach a why to it. Okay, why you should use the stage. Have a specific reason for it. Because if you just give something without a why, that doesn't stick to the speaker. So always add a why. And I always encourage to end on a positive note. So have the best thing about the speech. One more thing, use I saw, I felt, I heard language, because that's what an evaluation is about. The more we use I language, the more connection we make with the speaker. Overall, good job in talking about the things, what the speaker did effectively. We'll now move on to the role bearers. Let me call upon our timer, Mary, to share the timer's report. Mary, it's all you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm very happy to say that we are really on time. Thank you very much for all of you moving along with the time. Everyone kept their time. It's just a little bit off for Evaluator number 2, 7 minutes. Sorry, I'm sorry. 3 minutes, 50 seconds. And the speaker 1, 7 minutes, 35 seconds. That's about it. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for keeping us on time. Let me call upon our counter, Amanda. Please share your report, please.
Thank you. In today's meeting, I captured of some few words that were used by our speaker, including overall, everybody did a great job. I hear Harish and Kamish, you have some few words. So that concludes my report as the accountant. Thank you. Go back to you.
Thank you, Amanda. Amanda, I saw this in one club. What they do is they share a Google sheet and they have each person's names, and then they have the filler words and the number of counts they used it. It makes it very effective for all the people. So next time, if you want to make it more effective, have a Google sheet with all the different filler words and with their names on it. If you want, I can share a template.
Thank you.
Let me call upon our grammarian, Ria. Can you share your report, please, Ria?
Yes, sure. So the word of the day was used twice by Johnny, twice by Lydia, and 5 times by speaker 1, Khushbu. Coming to the good usage of words, I really loved the meeting and the flow it went. So there are a few lines that I really found to be the ones that need to be mentioned. So people don't want to be managed, they want to be led. Speaker number one, a really great line. Speaker number two came up with a very good topic, what's in a name? And the fact that everybody could put in an extra time. So the statement said that can't you take some extra time to pronounce the name and make someone feel better and respect its uniqueness. That was really great. Coming to the table topics were filled with a lot of good statements like grass is greener on the other side and gratitude is wine for the soul. So full of gratitude that I have an attitude was used by one of the table topic speaker. Coming to things that could have improved is that a speaker said team member of 3 people. It should be team of 3 people or team of 3 members. Then there was one garden done in a beautiful day could be restated as garden trimmed in a certain way or a beautiful way. That's all for my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Ria. Thank you for your thorough report. Just one minor suggestion, you can have your background as the word of the day, so it makes it easier for people to see, oh, what's the word of the day? It's right there. So overall, I really enjoyed your report. Now I will give my evaluation for the meeting as the whole. Thank you, Toastmaster, for bringing in your energy, because as a Toastmaster, we have to be energetic. If we are energetic, makes the meeting energetic. So thank you for bringing in your energy. And thank you, Raghu, for stepping up when the table topics master was having trouble with their audio. So that was an amazing display. So here are a few things we could do to make our meetings very effective. These are small things, but I feel that will be very effective. The first thing is avoid chatting when the speaker is speaking, because let us focus on the speaker. So avoid chatting. One thing I encourage in our clubs is no need to spotlight the timer until and unless the speaker is going way beyond the timer. Means they are speaking for overtime, then only spotlight the timer. Otherwise, no need. After every speech, have a 1 minute of feedback so that each one of us can give feedback in chat to the speaker. Because when we give feedback, there are sometimes we learn some things which they don't just get from one evaluator. So use that time, 1 minute of silence after each speech. I would have loved to see 30 faces in the meeting. I just saw 15 or 16 faces in the meeting. The more faces we see, the more energy it brings to the meeting. Overall, it's a great start for the club to have an exciting meeting. Thank you so much. And back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Let's have a round of applause for our General Evaluator. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, for leaving us with a very useful feedback report. Now it's time for me to conclude from my side, and I have a saying to conclude. Professionalism is not the job you do, it's how you do the job. And I want to thank you all because you leave me with few characteristics that professionalists should have. So these characteristics are competence, knowledge, integrity, respect. Someone DM me emotional intelligence, confidence, and appropriateness. Thank you, everyone. And with that, I conclude the meeting. And before I leave this stage, I want you all to pat you on your back because you all did a great job. Over to you, presiding officers.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mandeep Kaur, for leading the meeting as the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you all the guests and visiting Toastmaster who have ensured to make the meeting exciting. Now it's time to celebrate something, and I have some meeting ribbons for you. quest for professionalism, and we all have that quest, the thirst for the professionalism. Let me start sharing the first ribbon for our keynote speaker today, DTM Journey Ledla, for giving a keynote speech. Congratulations and thank you for being here and enlightening us on Yodlee. Milind Patwardhan, not only joining a meeting, he has won the best table topic speaker ribbon today. Congratulations, Milind. And Toastmaster Mandeep Kaur, thank you for taking the Toastmaster of the Day role. This is your virtual certificate. To DTM Abhijit Joshi, thank you for taking the role of General Evaluator and enlightening us with some feedback that we can use. Thank you, Toastmaster Doreen, for stepping in the last minute as the table topic evaluator, and you did a great job there. Toastmaster Amanda, our friend joining from China. Toastmaster, thank you for taking the role of our counter and giving us some information how we can improve our speeches. Toastmaster Ria Anand, thank you for stepping up to the role of grammarian, the English teacher of the day role. But then you help us how we can improve our language part. Toastmaster Mary Thomas, the lady with the whip in the room, kept chasing people and then ensuring we are on time. Thank you very much for these role plays. DTM Saurindra Bhomik, thank you for taking the speech evaluator role and giving me as a speaker some points to improve upon. And Toastmaster Lydia Noman, thank you for taking the speech evaluator role and helping our first speaker to grow and become better version of herself. And then Toastmaster Ria, I'm sorry for about the name wrong, but thank you for first speaker for taking the time and giving a wonderful speech, the two on an event that you're managed. You're doing a great job. Social service. I wish you all the best. I'll correct the name and send you. With that note, I want to say one thing, that every day is a learning opportunity. Utilize it. It's up to you. The 24 hours that you have, use it or lose it. I invite the guests to give their feedback, and then I give the stage to Saurindra to take it forward.
Are the guests there? Can you give us your feedback on what we did good and what is it that we need to improve? Dear guests.
So this is Dee Marie, and I'm joining you from Nashville, Tennessee in the USA. I love the meeting. I enjoyed Toastmasters. I am passionate about all things Toastmasters. So just to be in the presence of other Toastmasters is an enlightening experience for me. I love to hear Raghu speak. I thought that the table topics had a different slant to them, so it added a bit of whimsy and fun, and that's very good. So I enjoyed so much of the meeting tonight. I will be back as a visitor, and thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your club meeting.
Thank you very much. May I have someone else? Lydia, how about you? Though I don't call you a guest, you're part of us, but anyway.
It's always a pleasure to come to these meetings, and excuse me, I really appreciate the feedback, especially with the evaluations and the evaluator, because as I'm preparing for that district competition, you know, whatever I can do to give me an edge to win, I'm very welcome to hear that. And so I give credit a lot to what I've been able to do to come into clubs like this. So thank you for having me be a part.
Thank you so much. Is there anyone else who is a guest here and would like to give their opinion, or even one of the members, if you have something specific which you feel it could help us? I would love to hear it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Richa from India. And it's so privileged to attend your meeting every time. It's been long time that at the moment I saw your message on WhatsApp, I was wondering, is it the same club or a different? I'm sure every club has their own way of taking forward the same format of our Toastmasters, but I was enthralled with a lot of learning and the roles that were taken up so differently and so creatively. So every time I attend, there is a lot to learn. So looking forward to attend your meetings next time as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Richa.